Hi, story lovers. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we continue with the story title Breaking Free, Part 2. While all this was going on, she was taken to the shrine by her father at the end of every year to pay homage and pledge allegiance to Ojijingo. Her father constantly reminded her of her mission, urging her not to disappoint the family as their lineage could be wiped out by death if she betrayed the oath. This fear kept her in checks even against her own conscience. In university, some of her jealous classmates gossiped and whispered that her intelligence was as a result of a charm prepared for her in the shrine of Ojijingo. All the students were aware she is a traditionalist and worshipped Ojijingo. Initially, these stigmas caused her friendships, as most of the students didn't want to associate with her. The few who did befriend her abandoned her when she tried to convince them to join the shrine as the oath demanded. This made them stay away from her. Sroji was worried if she would be able to meet the demand of the oath. Finally, she was able to convince two of her friends. The two ladies came from poor backgrounds. Their parents could not afford their school fees, so they sleep with men in exchange of financial gifts. They were not exceptionally intelligent, unlike Sroji. Sroji was able to convince them, enticing them with the promise that they could become more attractive to men if a particular charm was prepared for them. They followed her to the shrine and got initiated. She was also given some of the charm in the form of lipstick to sell to the students, with the promise that once they applied it, anything they asked from anyone would be granted them. Students from both her university and neighboring campuses secretly flocked to buy the lipstick charm. They were given certain incantations to pronounce before applying the lipsticks. Sroji became a big girl and formed her own secret cult. It was the third year in university, and as was the practice of her university, students offering biological science are taken abroad in the third year for an exchange program. Sroji was in the group that would go to Ireland. In Ireland, there were other university students from other countries. Among them was 23-year-old Timothy. He was struck by Sroji's beauty and instantly fell in love with her. Sroji, who was 25 years at the time, was really a beauty to behold. Her high cheekbones, pretty cat eyes, long legs, rounded hips, long natural afro hair, and other striking features made her stand out in any crowd. Her smile was captivating, and she was very intelligent. Timothy, a 23-year-old mixed race African, came from a devoted, loving Christian family in New York, but he was the black sheep of the house. Sroji, on the other hand, was a practicing traditionalist. Despite their different religious background, they found themselves drawn to each other. They began dating, and as their relationship deepened, they began to explore each other's faith. Timothy took Sroji to church, explaining the significance of crucifixion to her and the teachings of the Bible. Sroji, however, did not talk much about her religion. Neither did she disclose that she was a slave. All she spoke about was her religion is the custodian of the black culture and history, and how they are against disloyalty. Timothy has always been a big fan of black history, as his dad was black but died when Timothy was just 4 years old. He has always wished to know more about the culture, and meeting Sroji seems divine. As they continue dating, a subtle yet intense desire emerged within Timothy. He wanted Sroji to understand and accept Christ. Sroji, on the other hand, had fallen head over heels in love with Timothy, but she didn't know how she was going to convince him to join the Ojiji shrine. Finally, the end of their exchange program was drawing nearer. They were left with a month to go back to their respective countries. They had already spent 8 months in Ireland. The two lovers sat over coffee one weekend to discuss their relationship and its future. Timothy made Sroji aware he wanted to continue the relationship even after their stay in Ireland and possibly marry her in the future. Sroji told Timothy that he would have to visit her and meet her father and Hooker if they are to take their love further. Timothy, who was already deeply in love, agreed. 2 years later, after school, Timothy arrived to see Sroji despite her mother's plea for him not to go. Timothy argued that it is a journey of discovery and he loved Sroji. Her mother pressed on further and explained to him the concept of being equally yoked with your partner as taught by the Bible. She wasn't against the difference in their ways, but she didn't agree in the difference in their faith. Timothy, who was gainfully employed at the time, needed no permission from her mother, so he left. Soji picked it up from the airport. They were so happy to be reunited. Little did he know he would be kidnapped and initiated into a cult. He began to realize quickly he had made a mistake when he visited the shrine. He relayed his fears to Sroji, who told him the only way they could be together was for him to be initiated. He protested, so Sroji came up with a plan to escape with him. The two lovers agreed, but as they were making their way out, they were caught and locked up. While this was going on, Timo sent a Google location and a voice note to his mom, who in return contacted the American embassy. The embassy was able to rescue him by engaging the police. Sroji, Hoka, and the elders were arrested, and the shrine was destroyed, and all the slaves were freed. A court process started. Okay, guys, we've come to the end of part two. What do you think will happen here? Do you think that Timothy will press charges against Sroji? Do you think their love will suffer this? What are your thoughts? Please let me know in the comment section. Anyway, I'll see you again in the next one. There is a part three and the final part to it. Please stay connected as we bring that one. I'll see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.